When it comes to the IRS targeting scandal, the burning question is just who knew what and when. The Obama administration wants us to believe a few so-called rogue IRS employees in Cincinnati are to blame for the whole problem, but newly surfaced letters suggest that higher-ups in Washington, D.C. at the IRS had also requested additional information, including the now suspended Lois Lerner, who pled the Fifth before Congress last week. Ace reporter and CNBC contributor Robert Costa of the National Review joins us with the details. Robert, Jay Sekulow is coming on in a minute with another breaking story, but he gave an interview where he said this stuff didn't come in Cincinnati, this was Washington-made, and I want to ask you, does everybody finally agree that this was Washington-made?
Larry, this is a huge development in the IRS scandal because for so long the IRS's tail on this was that it was all Cincinnati bureaucrats out in the Midwest making some mistakes with paper. But now Jay Sekulow and Cleta Mitchell, two lawyers for Tea Party groups, say that they were involved in Washington. The top IRS leaders were involved in sanctioning these searches of Tea Party applications.
And, Robert, what's the buzz? I know the hearings are going to resume, I guess, next week. But Lois Lerner didn't do everything here. She was ably assisted in this political targeting by some other bad people. And I want to know if we're going to get to those bad people. Sarah Hall Ingram is my favorite because she was Lois Lerner's boss, and she's the one supposedly running Obamacare. But there are others. Will these names surface? Are they going to call brand new witnesses, Robert?
Oh, yes, Larry. I just got off the phone with congressional Republicans, and they are apoplectic about this news story about Lois Lerner being involved with the Tea Party searches. Because what they're hearing right now is Lerner took the Fifth. She's not talking to Congress, so they want to keep pressing the IRS bureaucracy, try to get some answers, and find out really how far does this go at the top of the IRS.
Can they go further up the food chain? I'm talking IRS, into Treasury, into the White House. We already know that news travels fast. It never got to the Oval Office, however, until very late in the game. Will Congress pursue the food chain?
Congress is looking at this like a crossword puzzle. The White House says it was not involved, but that doesn't mean that the White House counsel, top Treasury officials were not maybe involved. And the question congressional Republicans are going to ask when they get back from recess is this. Who really let Lois Lerner do this? Was she a rogue agent at the IRS, or was she involved in a broader plot within the administration?
I'm telling you, Sarah Hall Ingram. I may be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll apologize, but she was Lois Lerner's boss for several years when this thing exploded, and she needs to be able to testify, okay, in front of these committees. Anyway, thank you, Robert Costa, National Review. Thanks very much. Now, let us go to